Someone once said that, things aren't good because they're old because they're good. There's a reason why they've been kept. We're lucky to have a lot of old vine material, especially at Greenock. The two Shiraz, we have one planted in the mid-60s, the other in 1970. They look completely different. They're no more than 300 metres apart. Every time we pick them, they're always going into our icon fruit. There's certain density on the palate that kind of old vine material offers. So I think they're quite special. We've got a lovely reserve of old vine Grenache, one 102 years old, another large vineyard which is 73 years old. So I think those passes are always quite treasured and they perform really well. Every day is something new. There's a lot of diversity in this job. Even in the off-season, we're out pruning a couple of best quality blocks. It's usually my assistant and I managing some kind of that process. Throughout the growing season, we're out there all the time. It's basically our office space. And then during vintage, we're out there nearly every day. And I think what I look for is, how does the vine look? Is it in balance? Is the canopy to fruit ratio good? Does the soil look healthy? Is there no signs of disease or pressures in that? Is there evenness throughout the vineyard? Technology in the vineyard has improved exponentially. Harvest is a lot more gentle. We now use a destemmer that's a very gentle shaking motion, which shakes the berry from the rachis, and then that gets sorted across rollers. So it's a very gentle way of handling the fruit. If you respect the integrity of the fruit, ultimately you'll get better wine. And then for me, basket pressing. I like the slow, more gentle is better. Generally like to keep wine in place. After it goes down to barrel, it doesn't leave that vessel. We usually use a lot of lees, which gives you a different kind of mouthfeel or phenolic impact. To move a wine less is better overall for the wine. I treat every individual barrel as its own entity. Might go through one parcel or one particular block, so nothing ever gets blended before it gets classified. It's about, really hand selecting what's the best, and what we look for is brightness of aromatics, because that's really important. That's the first thing that people notice. Colour depth, is there no issues with the barrel? Is everything clean? And then the major thing we focus on is tannin, presence in the mouth, tannin, length, mouthfeel. So every November we go through a process of barrel classification or barrel selection. It's how ultimately we figure out our blends or cuvées. We're going to send parcels of barrels in the direction that we think are the best. And then from there, for estate series and up, we'll look at those closely over their life. My philosophy is to generally intervene less, but when we do intervene, it needs to be quality decisions and things that influence quality outcomes. So that can start in the vineyard. What's the best way to manage the fruit? What's the best way to pick the fruit? What's the best way to handle it in the winery? What's the best way to mature it? And then, what are our bottling parameters? So all those things is quality decisions at the right time. Well, the benefit of being fully estate grown is that we get to control the whole process. So whether that's growing fruit and then making and then ensuring it either bottled here or sent off to bottling. So I think that whole philosophy of everything being controlled within the business, I see that as a benefit.